How's it going? It's your boy Nez once again. So I probably have like quite a few friends. I've met a few friends over the last few years as well. And I was hanging out with my homeboy a few months ago, and this is probably like the closest friend I've ever had, the closest aligned friend in my life ever. We've built businesses together. We've just, it's crazy. Like it's someone that I can pretty much call and share anything. And I think the more that I've grown in my life, the more that I've kind of gravitated towards intentional friendships that are really pour into my life and that really share my values in a sense and that make me a better person, that can hold me accountable and the like. And so we're having a conversation once and I asked my mate, I say to him, I said, bro, how did we become friends? And then he was laughing. The reason why he was laughing is because he knew the reason why I was asking that question. So he laughed and looked at me and said, is that, why are you asking that? Are you asking that because you want to reverse engineer what works and, how to find friendships like this? And I was like, exactly, you know. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to not only make friends, but how to build those long-term relationships that align with your values and that can be accountable and that can push you to the next level. So I did found this, it's kind of like an equation for friendships and what it takes to actually build a friendship. And this is really important, especially in this modern day, era where people spend most of the time on their phones. TikTok is booming and social connection has really eroded on a societal level. So this is, if this applies to you, then this would be the best tool that you can use. And here is the equation. Friendship will equal to time plus shared experiences plus vulnerability. The time is, I did read a study on the number of contacts needed before someone can establish familiarity. And a few studies show that it's 6 to 8 hours needed before you feel like you're actually familiar to someone. So if you watch 6 to 8 hours of my content, for example, on YouTube, you would feel like you know me at the end of that because you've spent so much time. That's how come it's so easy for us to make friends with people. Maybe in schools that we go to, or I've kind of experimented with this. I'll attend a day program, a day course or anything, and I'll sit there and just trying to talk to people. And at the end of that 8 hours, I'm going to feel like I've known these guys my whole life because I've been talking to them, I've been around them. It's why you're close with your workmates if you're spending so much time with them, because you need at least 8 hours touch point. Is why advertisements exist, because they can show you a product, they can show you something for more than 8 hours, and those contacts subconsciously you will feel like you know about this product even though you don't. So the time is really, really, really important. The next thing is the shared experiences. So the shared experiences is something that you do with people, which could be something that you're familiar with. It could be like maybe we're all going to the same school, or we're all going to this club. So therefore, over time, we're spending a lot of time together, and we're sharing this experience together. But none of this is complete without the vulnerability. There has to be vulnerability that is shared. And again, I've done so many experiments where maybe I'll be a little bit vulnerable. I'll share something about myself, and people usually will people feel, I think it's the oxytocin thing, where we feel more connected to people that are vulnerable to us. I'll give you an example. Recently I was having lunch at work of all places, and we're just catching up with everyone there, and people will ask me what was, like, what's going on, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing well. And then I don't know how this conversation came up, but I was pretty much sharing about my recent blood test that I did and how my cholesterol levels were so high despite being working out frequently and eating healthy and everything. And one of the people over there said, oh, it's interesting because and they say to me like, well, my liver is fatty and I don't drink alcohol. And I was like, whoa, like, but me being vulnerable allowed for that to happen. So if that was 8 hours of contact with this person, for example, and vulnerability and maybe a shared experience, we could perhaps be friends, but that is only the foundation. So what does this knowledge and information mean for you? But with the time, you can join programs, you can join groups, you can join activities that kind of feed into your habits, your goals, your dreams, your gifts, your hobbies, the things that you like, or your values as well. Like I'm Christian, for example, I'll go to church on Sundays. I go to church on Sunday I'm spending time with people, a group of people that share the values that I hold as a person. That time plus shared experiences plus vulnerability is more likely to lead to long-lasting friendships than you on your phone talking to people or whatever. So one summary from this video is that friendship is an equation that you can reverse engineer, and you can build those strong friendships in your life. Time, vulnerability, shared experiences, all time shared experiences, and vulnerability as well. So, boy Nez, feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Please comment what friendships mean to you, what equation you could use to describe what friendship was in your life, and I will see you in the next video.